When historians look back at the Tyler Robinson case, they're going to notice that everything changed dramatically, when there was an interview that was first heard on Newsmax and then subsequently recreated, where former Navy SEAL sniper Rob O'Neill, who legendarily dispatched bin Laden, spoke about the absolute implausibility of the story that was presented by the authorities. Retired Air Force General Blaine Holt said the same. And by the way, he was even more calm, less braggadocious, and it was overwhelming. And the momentum just took off. We don't know how these things work. You've said, well, I've seen this guy before. I've seen this Navy SEAL before. Yeah. Why now? That's for other people to answer. We're going to be talking about this and how the entire case, this colossus, this prosecution against Tyler Robinson has now, in essence, collapsed and is collapsing. And every influencer, everybody on the payroll is coming out of the woodwork to try to cobble this thing together and to maintain it. It's incredible. What you're seeing, I've never seen. I don't think we're ever going to see this again. So get ready, buckle up. But first, this critical word from our sponsor. Everybody's talking about AI, a smarter future, a faster future, everything connected, everything in the cloud. Well, what happens? What happens when it breaks? What happens when the system holding your money gets hacked or artificial intelligence becomes sophisticated enough to identify patterns and exploit weaknesses and target the accounts you trusted with your financial future? Think about it. How much of what you own exists only as numbers on a screen? That's why so many Americans are choosing something real, physical gold, physical silver, assets you can actually hold. Click the special link below to learn how Noble Gold can deliver precious metals to your door or place them in a tax-advantaged retirement account. And to celebrate America's 250th birthday, viewers who use my link and open a new qualified account will receive a free 10-ounce silver bar. In an increasingly digital world, own something real. Protect what you've earned. Click the special link below now. Now, my friends, a couple of things happened. There are various phenomena that happen. I don't know why. Rob O'Neill was on various platforms before. I think somebody mentioned Stu Peters and others, and it either took off or didn't take off. I don't know. I can't explain. But for whatever it's worth, however you want to explain this, things are drastically different now. Something will change. I don't know why. It's like a musical group all of a sudden that takes off. Why? People have been playing this music before. Why? Why Taylor Swift? Why macaroni and cheese? I don't know. But all I'm saying is that people right now are saying, let's hear this again. And up till now, before that, some people thought this Rob O'Neill was rather, I don't want to say vainglorious, but he was a bit of a talker and a kind of a self-promoter and a killer. And yeah, okay, fine. Now, again, it's changing. And as we speak, everybody, first, let me see if I can explain this to you. You have multiple plates spinning. First, you have the issue of who actually was responsible for the murder and the assassination of Charlie Kirk. That's the whodunit part. That's theater number. That's the first ring of the circus. The second is the trial. Can the state of Utah prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this happened? Can the state of Utah prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this happened? You got it? Good. Okay. That's important. That's critical. Has nothing to do. The two are not necessarily the same. What happens in court is not going to be Blake Neff and Ben Shapiro and who was there and why did you call Ben and not the 9/11. That's for the whodunit part. For the trial part, it's even more specific, more surgical. And that's, we don't even know yet because he has not even been charged yet. We haven't even had an arraignment yet. There's no discovery yet. It's so nascent because this should have been taken care of with a grand jury, which they could have done, but they didn't. Okay, that's that. The third issue, which may even be the first, is Candace Owens. In my career, I have never seen a person associated with or more than the act itself, to wit. The movie JFK with Oliver Stone was so pivotal, so critical, so important in getting people to really understand for the first time that this is all a lie. But we didn't even talk then about, how do I say this? We didn't talk about Oliver Stone. We talked about the issue. Oliver Stone had nothing to do with it. I mean, he did, but nobody said, that Oliver Stone. No, it was about the facts involving JFK. I mean, people did mention it, but today the issue is Candace for reasons I don't understand. Candace. She's wonderful. We love her, but she will tell you, wait a minute, I'm not on trial. I didn't do anything. I'm a commentator. I'm an analyst. Look at what I'm saying. If you don't like what I'm saying, refute that. Leave me and my family and my looks and my... No. Because this is the age of the internet. This is like throwing out take a piece of bread. Go under your bed, just take that bread, just kind of swipe it and put it in a jar or something, maybe with a little air, and watch it turn into this fungating forest of bacteria. And that's what the internet is. That's what social media is. The most incredible thing in the world. It pulls people out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell is this? Who are these people? I don't know. If somebody was in a coma, let's say you brought your grandmother or grandfather back, and they said, what's this? Grandma, this is called internet. Who are these people? I don't know. Why do they hate this woman? I don't know. Is it because she's a woman? Not really. Is it because she's black? No. Why? It's because she's smart. She's dangerous. She hit a nerve. Why? I don't know. Why are they yelling at her and not her? Because I don't know. Because maybe Candace is more important. I don't know. I don't know. It takes on a mob. This is Gustave Le Bon. This is mobocracy. This is aclocracy. This is this insanity. This is the pitchfork and torch crowd. They're coming out of the woodwork, and they pour out. It's like a bar fight that goes into the street. It's just a scrum. And you have one faction. And then you have all of these people that sort of were, I don't know who they were half-assed before. This Robbie Starbuck, I know it doesn't matter to you, but I thought you were okay. Why? Because you're jumping in. Did they get to you too? And Barnes, the lawyer, Viva, I don't know what his problem is. I don't know. How can you, who see obvious conspiracies, true conspiracies among and amidst the government, how can you overlook this? Why? Because of Candace? I don't understand it. This is classic. Where were you, dude? You never bought 9/11. Some of us understand this. We see it as clear. This is like everything else. Why? Is it because they're paying you? Are you on the payroll of someplace? Do you think, has your independent research indicated that if you pursue this level of craziness, that somehow you're going to benefit? Have your internals shown that, no, this is a way to go? Glenn Beck is such a sellout. There's nothing there. There's this guy. Remember when he he fell under the spell of Alex Jones. He would go on his Fox News show and he had the chalkboard, and he talked about everything that Alex, who by the way is the OG of this, he wanted to be like, I want to be the next Alex. Okay, that didn't pan out. And then I don't know what happened. Then you see other people. Then I'm saying, you're losing this. This is your chance to step up. And I some people I understand. I know they're going to do this stuff. But it's the same story. Let me also tell you something before we forget. And by the way, I'm going to say thank you. Look at this. My good friend Dave 56 Bud says, last evening's show was great. Your corrupt Southern guy character is very funny. I'm from Texas via Tennessee, and it's spot on. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Our story, for those people who don't know, is so complicated. So complicated, you can't believe it unless you're involved in this. Let me give you an example. I love John Mearsheimer. Love him. Brilliant. I can take something he said 6 months ago, a year ago, last week, an hour ago, put them together. I swear to God, I can't tell. I can't tell the age of it. Why? Because the story hasn't really changed. I mean, there's a few things here and there. But the Middle East is the Middle East. Iran's Iran. The MOU. General McGregor. General should be. Colonel McGregor. Love him. Love him. I can take 6 weeks ago. It's the same thing. Why? Because the story doesn't change. The facts don't change. The skirmish doesn't change. The war doesn't change. Scott Ritter, Judge Napolitano. Name it. Name it. The story doesn't change. They've been saying stuff for the longest time. It just, because the story is stuck. Iran, Israel, Gaza, Netanyahu, Trump. It's the same every single day. Well, what do you think about the MOU? Well, the problem is Iran signed the MOU, and then with Ayatollah Khamenei, oh my God, anything new? Nope. Now it's a critical story, but I'm saying this, but it's frozen. It's the changes are so incremental. It's like, do you ever stare at this is weird. Do you ever go to a funeral, stare at a stiff, and you say, I think he's breathing. I swear to God, the guy's breathing. No, he's not. It's an illusion. No, he's breathing. No, he's not. You're just been looking at it for so long, you're seeing things. That's what this is. This story, there's so many moving parts. I defy you. I defy you. It's like, do you ever do like a hopscotch when you're a kid, like double dutch, and you want to get in? This is a jump rope. We can come in from this side. We can drop you in. You can come unsubterranean. It's unbelievable. PA says, how could the judge frame the rules that would allow the rifle into evidence? What should we watch for? I swear to you, the judge could say this. It is up to the jury. This is how a judge wimps out. It's a great question. Let the jury decide how much weight to give the rifle. Let the jury decide. I don't want to circumvent the will of the jury. Excuse me, Judge. Yeah. It's inconclusive. Yeah, but I want them to be, excuse me, Judge. It's the lint brush. It's inconclusive. You're going to let them put this rifle with a scope. They're going to say, hey, that scope, you know what that reminds me of? JFK. JFK. Huh. So wildest thing. Where'd that come from? Where did that come? JFK. JFK. Wow. JFK. He used that rifle, huh? Oh, it's a big rifle. No, it's not connected. Excuse me. That rifle you're looking at, it's not connected. inconclusive, not connected. There are some things where you can say, well, is he dead? I'm not sure. Okay, he's alive then. Is she pregnant? Okay. It's one of the. I mean, there's maybe she's not pregnant. Maybe she is pregnant. Maybe it's a false positive. But when you have a rifle that says it's inconclusive, I can't connect it. You're either pregnant or you're not. You're dead or you're not. If you're at the morgue and they bring somebody in, I think he's dead. You think he's dead? You take him back. I'm sorry. You got to make sure he's dead. Sorry. I'm an OBGYN. I'm a pregnancy doctor. Are you pregnant? No, I'm sorry. I can't. We got pregnant women in here. Yeah, but I might be pregnant. Excuse me. Go back to somebody else. Find out if you're pregnant. I got babies here. I don't have time. I can't. I don't do this. Either the rifle's connected or it's not. Your Honor, you can't let the jury. What if the jury thinks, well, you're letting me consider it. Maybe there's something to it. You can't do this, good sir. You can't do this. Your Honor, please. How can you allow something that's inconclusive? If that rag that had been found was inconclusive as to any DNA that was found from Tyler Robinson or Lance, would you have also let that in? Because no. Would you allow into a DUI case a breath sample where the sample was inconclusive? We think it was a 0.21. We're not sure. No. Would you allow a drug prosecution where we bring the drugs in where it may be cocaine? We're not sure what it is. It could be equal. It could be aspartame. We're not really sure. No, you would not allow this in. Your Honor, with all due respect, we respectfully submit you can't let into evidence, nor in a motion to eliminate, you can't even mention something that is inconclusive. The suggestible versus the suggestive. Indeed. That's a great, I got to think about this. Suggestible, able to be suggested versus suggestive, something that does suggest. That's like supposedly, which is an incorrect word, able to be supposed. Now, as we speak, remember what I'm saying. Let me go back. I hate to keep saying this. You've got a lot of different things going on simultaneously. A lot of different things. You have, first and foremost, this. I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the phrase is, but you have this one group of people called the whodunits. This is what happened. Because when people are talking about, hey, Turek, hey, why did you say you did CPR when you, hey, Ben, why did they call you? Why did you take the SD card out? Why did you said that Erica had her children. Okay, that's over here. It's not that it's not important. That's just not going to come into trial. We don't care about that. There's nothing to do with the trial. Nothing. Whether they call Ben Shapiro, it doesn't matter. That's over here. That's for the movie. And if you just tuned in, when we're done, if Candace really wants to put this together, she will go to all her rich friends. She's got a bunch of them. Go, okay, I want you to pony up. We're going to put together the best film crew ever, and we're going to put a documentary called, Who Killed Charlie Kirk or Tyler Robinson, or whatever you want to do. This will be your JFK. This will be your magnum opus. This will be the critical thing that will explain to you what happened. That's later on. And that's later on. This other part is this weird, these people going back and forth. Let me just go through this right now. This is what I do. I start off with my ex every day. I do some stuff. By the way, I had to get my car inspected today. The guy said, have you ever been to a Manhattan, like a garage? You'll say, where the hell is this place? It's right down the street. I said, That's a garage. It's just a door. You walk in and it's like a city. It's like one door. It's like, where the you're gonna take your car. Where'd it go? It just goes into some hole and it comes out. There you go. He says 5 minutes. I told the guy, I said, nothing's 5 minutes. 5 minutes. But you've got to see these cars stacked. It's like, how do you do this? Anyway, you don't care about it. I don't blame you. I'm anecdotal. I'm filling in on a few things. Okay, look at this. Candace Owens' clash with TPUSA over Charlie Kirk assassination theories. John Leguizamo, backlash for calling himself Democratic Socialist. Okay, now let me start off with this. This is what I'm reading. Okay, here's Candace, Blake Neff, Andrew Colvett, Robbie Starbuck. This guy, I don't know why he did a lot of good stuff about this tranny stuff, but he, I guess, not money. This. Then you've got some other people too. Just some shout outs. This Trisha Hope's funny. Travis, funny. Blake Neff, pathetic. Carrie Prejean, bowler. Bless your heart. I like old Carrie. There's some guy, Jay. His name is Jay. Candace Owens posted this on her Instagram. Candace is the most disgusting, vile human, in quotes, I've ever seen in my life. So evil. Keep in mind, Candace said would stop if Erica asked her to. Ask her to. TOO. He's an illiterate baby. You're a little boy. We eat you for lunch. You're an intellectual nullity. You're dryer lint. You're nothing. You're driveway gravel. We will destroy you. You're hiding behind this thing. Listen, kid, you may enjoy this, but seriously, if you ever don't let this go beyond this. People will eviscerate you. They will take your testicles off. You will be anarchist. You will be an orchidectomy little twit, a phoebe. This is somebody paying you for this? Do you think? Look at this. Look at this guy, Jay. At JTC, J, the letter J. Candace Owens posted this. Candace is the most disgusting, vile human I've ever seen in my life. So evil. Keep in mind, Candace said would stop if Erica asked her to. TOO. Another lie from Candace Owens. She's the most disgusting, vile human being she's ever seen in her life. Have you ever met a serial killer? You little boy. You little child. She's the worst person I've ever seen in my life, Mrs. Falbo. Remember John Candy? This is the worst. You're a lie. You're a liar. You think she's the worst person? Yes. I'd like it to be Bernard Giles here. Yeah. He might be one of the quickest prolific serial killers ever. Want to see a serial rapist? What do you... She's the worst. Candace, no, you said this. I didn't say this. Candace Owens is the worst person. Candace Owens. Do you just spew this bullshit, or do you think about it? Does it just come? Does it extravasate from you? Does it explode like some Vesuvius-like font of bilge? Cat turd. What happened to this guy? He was great. Here we go. Paramount. This guy came out. He goes, "Can you put some guns behind me?" Yeah. Can you do that? I'm a tactical. Can you put some guns behind there? I got. Can you put some guns? I know what I'm talking about, but Candace, I got guns back there. Can you put some guns back there? I know I talk the same stuff. I'm just hoping it pick up. Everybody's jumping on his case, helping him out. What does he say? What is your point? You really think you honest to God? You think this Tyler Robinson case is easy? You really think that? You really? Are you okay? Do you believe in magic? No, really. Santa Claus? Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy? You, honest to God, don't see this? Is somebody just paying you? If somebody said, "Look, do me a favor, just shut the fuck up about this. I know what I'm talking about. I know it's bullshit. I'm getting a lot of money." Yeah, but listen, dude, a couple of years from now, they're gonna look back. I know. I don't think I'm gonna be here for that long. I mean, let's face it, I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. How long can I pull this? All the time I can do this. The whole thing is guns. I got guns. I'm a gun guy. That's all I got. Don't take it away from me. Candace is talking about me. And they love Candace. Oh, this is cat turd. Baron Coleman, bless his heart. Love him. Listen. Paleo Christicon, the big debater, the master debater. He writes, turning this whole Candace Owens and friends thing into the circus of mockery it always deserved to be, where every major creator lost their fear of these people and instead ridicules them, was my pleasure. Let's try this again in English. Turning the whole Candace Owens and friends thing into the circus of mockery. He did this, I guess. Turning it into the circus of mockery it always deserved to be, where every major creator lost their fear of these people and instead ridicules them, was my pleasure. The world is welcome. He's taking credit for this. This is the reaction you don't want when you post something. Now, sometimes I know I do it because people don't understand me. Because I know them big words. And if I talk about them big words, they get all upset. I know that. I recognize it. It's called English. I'm unabashedly proud of my mother tongue. Got the Seth Dillon, Trisha Hope, Milo. Milo is the best. He is absolutely, he's somebody you don't want as your enemy. Milo is this snarky, snippy, love him. Here we go. This is Grace Ashford. I like this. Grace Ashford. Funny, fearless, phenomenal. F-E-N-O. She's funny, fearless, phenomenal. She goes, only a dumbass would think Candace Owens would ever envy Erica Kirk. Poor Erica has verbal diarrhea and has never used a comma in her life. Here's a clip of Erica. It's what is all this? It is bullshit. Oh, there's Smelton Gary again. Travis. Oh, Viva. She basically, you are a sick and demented hag, Carrie Prejean. You think Carrie Am I Frenchifying this? Is it Prejean or Prejean? You're talking about this. Listen, dude, I got news for you. Hey, Viva, come here. Honest to God, any guy whose hair looks like you can mop a hospital floor with it, seriously, don't talk about people's looks. Don't use words like hag. You and your Bustamante and all this. I mean, come on. I'm just, please, don't get into looks. Don't call a woman a hag. If you don't know what she's saying, then don't say it. Do you have a wife? Yeah. Do you have a daughter? Do you have any kids? You don't want people talking about, especially a woman today. Seriously, what a pussy. A man who did what? I mean, that's your. Listen, some people. I'm sorry. I plead guilty. Sometimes you've seen Laura Loomer, and you thought, nah. We're not talking about, ooh, you're fatter. No, she's like, what is that? Did you go through a windshield? It looks like she's like she's been in a fire. I was like, what is this? Jesus, is this real? The same way I reacted. Did you see Barry Manilow recently? Did you see this? Holy God, he looks like one of those CIA masks. That's a little different. But this is where this stuff is. And I enjoy it because I wade in, throw some shit around, and move on. It's fun. When I'm sitting in the service bay waiting for the car, I throw a few out there too. But it doesn't really matter. It's chicken shit. And to some people, that's all they have. But I'm over here. I want to get Tyler acquitted because I want to find out who killed Charlie. Let me remind you of this. I want to find out who killed Charlie. I want to find out who killed Charlie. Okay? I want to find out who killed Charlie. I do. Okay? I don't care about this. Gary Practical can melt. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. They'll always be there. And then there's going to be some other group, some other guy. That's not it. The bottom line is this. Now let's talk about this. This feller who was on Stu Peters, also known as in New York, Stugatz. That's kind of funny. If you know what I'm talking about, dig this one, okay?
That camera was to Charlie Kirk, and
now hang on. This is at first I gotta be honest with you. When I saw O'Neill, I thought, come on, man, don't you're really pushing it. I know you're a killer. I know, but keep your foot off of the accelerator. Just take it easy. Drop it down a notch. Not anymore. He's just the guy we need. And this Stu Peters, what do you think of Stu Gotts? What do you think about him? Is he any good? I mean, he seems to me. He said some good stuff. I like that. Look, anybody remember some great commentator folks out there may not be perfect all the time, but when they're spot on, he does it right here. And look at O'Neill. O'Neill, let's face it, did you know be honest, did you know who he was before? I kind of knew. At first, I thought, boy, there's a lot of these damn people out there killing. There's about 9 guys killed Bin Laden. How many people killed him? I thought that was bullshit, I didn't really care about it. And I thought, yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, okay. Now, he just went up, my estimation, because he really is gutsy, because it is gutsy. Because if you're going to try to make your money in the defense world, if you want to make money and be on some kind of a board of, I don't know, Smith & Wesson, or I'm just picking, and they do any kind of government contracting, they don't want to deal with your ass because you're basically going to unearth who killed Charlie. And the people who killed Charlie are up there. Believe me, this wasn't Blake Neff. He and Colbert didn't say, I got an idea. Why don't we have an exploding microphone? Yeah, what do you think, Torek? Huh? Mr. CPR? What do you think? No. You know it and I know it. These guys couldn't find their ass with 2 hands on a map. VC says, Stu posted 4K footage of the rooftop killer. Aren't you curious? Oh, you know what? I'll go look. We'll see. Has anybody ever seen, help me with this, have ever seen, hey, that's Tyler. Before we get into this, has anybody seen any video where you said, hey, that's Tyler. He's running. Anybody? I'll wait a second. Anybody? Anybody see this? Anybody have you ever, just help me out with this. Anybody? Has anybody ever? Just wait. Has anybody ever seen a video where you said, that's Charlie? Look at that. I mean, not Charlie. That's Tyler. I always do that. I don't know what's the matter with me. That's Tyler. Look, see? That's him. As opposed to, what is that? The Loch Ness Monster. You know the one where the thing's walking like that from 1950? It's clearer than this. I can kind of see an expression. What is the 4K? 4K what? 4K what? Ugats with your 4K. 4K what? 4K granulated pixels? What is it? What? Nobody's seen anything. I've seen slow. I can't make anything out. This is the most important thing in the world. I don't understand this. I don't get this. There is no 4K. There's no 4K of Tyler doing anything. It doesn't exist. They've got people running. It's the most important thing in the world. Well, you got a picture of what? So just nobody has ever seen this. Nobody has ever seen any of this stuff. But watch this for a moment. This is pretty good. Why? Because it's O'Neill here.
Unlike most people, I'm a guy that has shot people at a closer range than that camera was to Charlie Kirk. And I've seen a lot of people get shot at that range closer than the camera was to Charlie Kirk. As soon as I saw the blood coming out of his neck, that was off. That was wrong. That was not a bullet.
What made you arrive at that conclusion? Explain that.
Your shirt doesn't move like that. His shirt was moved by a force. What was it? That's not the trail behind a bullet is not the vapor trail behind a bullet is not carrying enough force to do that. Why did it blow out that way? And this is immediate. I'm talking about the thought that you can't help but think. When I say don't think of an elephant, you just saw one. You couldn't help it. When that happened, I thought that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I'm talking my immediate reaction. So my gut instinct is that's wrong. Then you start to further. You come out with what actually happened, and then you look at the responses from the security team. It doesn't appear to me it's stop the bleeding, stop the wound, where we take and get him off the X. It seems more get your shit together. It really looked like they were gathering equipment, not trying to stop bleeding to me. Again, and I'm talking about a combat veteran. I've been in 400 combat missions. That's not what you do. Then my brain goes to who are the security guys?
Yep.
That's a really weird way to do it. And this is in the first second that I saw it.
Okay, that's excellent. That's excellent. Remember, that might be helpful in the movie. That's not going to help Tyler. I know people don't like this. But my thing is, I want to stop the state of Utah from finding Tyler guilty. That's it. And if I stop and bring up the first aid people, that'll just confuse the jury. That doesn't help my stopping or interrupting the chances of proving the case beyond a reasonable doubt. Earl's daughter says, if Wormwood from C.S. Lewis's book Screw Tapes, he would be the TPUSA reps with less finesse. God help us. If Wormwood from C.S. Lewis's book Screw Tapes, he would be the TPUSA reps. The TPUSA reps are just why they're speaking. I have no idea. Listen, we're complicating this stuff. Do me a favor. I want you to think this, and I know you hate these people. And frankly, I don't like to use the word hate, but I can't stand them. COVID, this Neff, all these Turek, Tourette syndrome, all these people. But understand something. As much of this, and by the way, people are saying that the video from whatever is a parody. I don't know. I haven't been. I'm not that familiar with speeders. I just saw our boy O'Neill on this. But I want to say something to you. If you think that somebody has something to do with this, put it in the movie that we're going to put together. Throw it all at them. I mean, everything. Throw everything they said. They lied and they were in the back seat and they weren't in the back seat and they picked up they called Ben and they throw everything at them. And then they're going to turn to you and say, okay, this is, let's say, who's your main suspect? That Colvet? I don't know. Let's say Colvet, whatever it's worth. And he says, yeah, you know what? I'm a fuck up. Okay. But I didn't do anything. I'm an asshole. I do things where I was doing stuff and I'm dumb and I'm an idiot, but I didn't know anything about this. I wasn't the one who said, okay, how about the guy they say who gave the signal, either who gave a signal or shot something with his shirt? Have you seen this one? I'm convinced a lot of this stuff is being introduced because they think, oh, come on. You're going to aim with your, I mean, look, I know people just love this. And there are people who will say, it's like you're going into, it's like you're looting. And any evidence that's out there that points to Neff or points to this, you'll just grab it, put it under your coat. Let's go. Let's take it. Got it. I'm sorry. I'm thinking, no, not this. This isn't good. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that. You not everything that they did points to murder. Incompetence. They're stupid. They're vainglorious. They're parasites, scavengers. They never did anything in their life. But I'm saying, I want you to think about this. Don't think, well, I think maybe he's, no such thing as that. Tell me what they did. It'd be great for that video. It'd be great for them answering a lot of questions. But this is not going to come up in the trial. This is not going to come up at all. And I know you don't like this. And I know there are people who say, we don't care. Look, this is not a trial. It is to me. Some people say, I don't care about proof. I know these bastards are in on it. They did something, and I may not be able to articulate what it was, but I know they knew something. I know they knew something. You don't get that close. What? You don't hear these things? You don't? Okay, I'm with you on that. You can't do anything with that, but good for you. Keep posing it. And if you think that's going to be enough to go before the world to say, you know what? I think TPUSA is involved. Why? Because they just, or pointing to something that looks kind of shady, but has nothing to do with a murder. Let me ask you something. Do you honestly think, and I mean this from my heart of hearts, do you really think, listen carefully, do you really think, and if the answer is yes, punch 1. If the answer is 2, hit 2 for no. Do you really think Erica Kirk, this bumble-headed, airhead, vain, stuck-up, delusional, verbose, logolalic, logorrheic, verbally incontinent, moonbat, benighted twit who can't get a story straight, who confabulates? She has a pseudologia fantastica. She's this mythomania. Do you think she sat down and coordinated and was part of the hit where she said, let's go, let's do it, green light it, take him out, take Charlie out? Her. Do you think so? Not that she's getting stupid, but I mean this. You think she sat down and said, I'm going to show them who's. They think I'm stupid? Okay, let me meet with the jackals. Meet with them. Okay, when are you going to do this? You're going to take them out? Do we have the time? When is it? September 10? We got it? Is that D-Day? Is that 0? Okay, where am I going to be? Now, here's my story. I'm going to be at home with the kids. I'm going to be there. You make sure. Who's going to be there? Who's on the kill team? Neff, you ready for this? Ready to go, Neff? Okay, you're going to be there. You think so? And if you sat Blake or one of these guys, and you said, Blake, I'm about to squeeze your balls now. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you in this chair, and I'm going to start interrogating you, and I'm going to squeeze your balls. I'm going to do it. You won't even have to do it. He goes, no, that's it. You think these people were on a hit team? This is so curative for my 70-plus-year-old dementia. That's great. I'm saying you got to be out of your fucking mind if you think that this dipshit was a part of an assassination team. Look, I know you hate her. I can't stand her. She's the kind of person that it's like, oh no. If ever you had a party and she showed up, it's like, oh God, who invited her? But seriously, reel it in, okay? I'm with you on a lot of stuff, and I know this was a professional. They used weapons. I still don't know what it is. And there's a group of people who are and they're good people. They've never done this, but They're so pissed off. But I swear to God, the next time you do a hit, the next time you organize a hit, make sure you tell everybody, listen, when you stand around, go like this. It'll drive these people crazy. Why am I doing this? Just trust me. Okay. And they'll go, look, see? This guy picks his nose. What? Now that's good. But it's one thing to say, that's enough. That's not proof of anything. And I don't want you to end up looking like a damn fool. Remember, I'm on the same page with you. But some people just get into this stuff and they're saying, look, it's one thing to hate their guts. Be my guest. I'm with you. But to say that equates into guilt, if there is, I'll be right there with you. But until then, we can't look stupid. We can't just point to everything. That's indicative of something, but not necessarily guilt. The Shit Show podcast says, you need to look at Lance's interrogation. Zoom in and look at the guy sitting next to the interrogator. When he speaks about seeing Tyler in the morning, the man makes a gesture to tell him to shut up. Could be. That's interesting. Oh, can I just do you think, now here's the best part. Do you think Tyler is in on it? Now, your question should be, what do you mean in on it? Do you think please, Lance, I'm so tired. Do you think Lance is in on it? Well, he's in on something, but do you think he's in on it? In on what? It. What do you mean it? You think he was part of the hit? He was? Well, if he was, then I think what? Then Tyler was too? So wait a minute. Tyler wasn't, but Lance was? What? You see how people just start throwing these things up? They went to this guy. Listen, I want to know everything about Lance. Why did somebody say he was Trantifa? Did I hear that? Did I hear anything to that? Did they make him a deal? I want to hear all about this immunity deal. Why did they grant him immunity? Why are they talking to somebody who's destroying evidence? Why is he doing this? What was he there for? Because if he was remember, on the hit, so I'm supposed to go into court. I'm supposed to get Tyler off by telling him Tyler knew nothing about it. His roommate did, but he didn't. Are we following this? Remember, for the criminal case, I don't need any of that stuff. I don't need any of this stuff. The state can't prove its case. As far as these other people go, no. Anyway, let's watch some of this stuff. You are very interesting. You are very interesting. Now, this is a great Clayton Morris. Let's watch this again. This is
word that Charlie Kirk got shot and he was in critical condition. And with the video, the moment I saw it was, wow, that's an exit wound coming out of his neck. And the way his shirt moved, there was an impact nearby.
That is the most important thing there is. Incredible.
I've killed a lot of people.
He always says that. Listen, do me a favor. I know you don't mean anything by it. And I dig you, Rob. Stop telling us that. We know. You act like you're almost giddy about it. It's weird. Okay? It's weird to keep saying, I killed a lot of people. I know it. Don't act so happy about it. It really, seriously. And so one thing I would say, act like you're the reluctant warrior. You want to defend your country. You're trained, but no veteran says, yeah, I killed a lot of people. I got a knot. I ever think of all the teeth. I took their teeth out. What? It helps, but you don't need to do that.
Closer than that cameraman. And I've seen what happens. I've seen entry wounds and exit wounds. Immediately, it didn't make sense. And then we got a different shooter. The FBI announces they got him. Then the guy running on the roof, the 30-06, how this dude, he took it apart, he put it together, he got a scope on there, took a cold bore shot, took it apart, jumped down the roof, put it together, wrapped it up. all of the texts he's sending that don't sound like any 22-year-old I know. And then, I mean, and that's enough, and I'm on the side of the simplest thing is usually what happened. But the moment you ask a question, you get torn down. And it's like, even with, if I said it doesn't make sense, I'm like, why are you saying Israel did it? I'm like, I didn't say that.
Now, by the way, he's also, he's learned his routine. He's learned his routine. He knows how this thing works. You know what I'm saying? He knows how this thing works. And what's interesting to note, which I find interesting, is that when you start, how do I say this? When you start to act, what's the word? When you sound sort of like routinized, you kind of lose the sting of the novelty and the sincerity. He has a very, very good part here. And we've already heard this. I don't want to go through the whole thing again. Remember this fellow, by the way. I think this guy was great. Remember Daniel Lee?
Question. When was the first
James
time
Lee.
you heard the name Tyler Robinson?
This is a great one still.
Or the Losi Center, a Mauser 98. For me, and I assume many of you, it was in the days and weeks after Charlie Kirk's tragic assassination on September 10th.
I like.
And you better believe I've been doing some Googling since then, right? Who is Tyler? What are the access points to the Losi Center rooftop? What kind of damage can a 30-06 caliber bullet do? But what if I told you somebody, maybe multiple somebodies, were searching those terms before September 10th? What do you think about that?
Now,
before
let me stop right there.
The shooting.
I don't want to do a reiteration. I mean, some of this stuff I like, some is interesting. What I'm saying is there's so much out there. There's so much great stuff to be talking about. But what I'm saying is, let me remind you, the Tyler Robinson case itself is falling apart because the prosecutor cannot put together all this stuff. Does that make sense to you? The prosecutor cannot do this. We'll get to this shit about Erica and whatever. Good luck with that one, my friend. Good luck with that one. You can guess, you can think, whatever it is. Don't put any money on that ever coming to fruition. It ain't going to happen. Nobody's investigating. Nobody cares. The best thing you do is put it in your movie and throw it out for the world to see, so that whenever they hear the word TPUSA, they'll look at it like the word Enron or Shinola or something. This is the biggest bunch of snakes you can ever imagine. The absolute biggest. But when you expect somebody to be a part of a kill team, I know this is fun to say this, but this guy, Blake, might wake up and who knows, get scared and make a deal. There's no, but believe, you don't want them anywhere near it. They add nothing to this. In fact, they're the best cover ever. Throw them out there. Just do your thing. Let's go back to square one and move all this stuff over here. All this stuff, because we're getting all wrapped up in, did you notice this? And this guy picked his nose and grabbed his balls. And okay, fine. I understand it. Number one, we understand that on September the 10th, when Charlie was assassinated, we know that it was not Tyler Robinson. Do we all agree to that? Absolutely. It wasn't him. I don't even think if he was even involved in it. There is nothing, because the mechanisms don't make sense. When you talk about murder and you talk about this stuff, it comes down to things like angle and bullets and blood. A lot of times, a lot of criminal stuff comes down to, technology, the purity of the dope, the angle of the shot, the blood, stuff that's more than, I don't trust that guy, or she's weird. It's proof. Did the DNA match? Was he there? Was the alibi? All of that stuff. There's so much. And remember, for the trial, I don't have to prove anything. I have to create reasonable doubt. Is there a reasonable doubt? Yes. That's it. That's it. It's so much. The rifle. We haven't even gotten to the confessions yet. We haven't gotten to the confessions. Those are the two parts, confessions and the gun. That's it. The O'Neill stuff adds to a momentum in the community, which, believe it or not, has a way of affecting the trial. Does it contaminate a potential jury? Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal. Don't ever kid yourself. If somebody says, do you think this might affect the jury? I hope so. Absolutely. Do you want a jury who doesn't know anything about it? Would you want a juror who's never heard of Tyler Robinson? Would you? No. What does that mean? You've never heard of him? Oh, that's my juror. Not for me. What is he, a moron? Is that what you think by what? Somebody's open-minded? No. This guy's not guilty because he can't prove it. And he happens to be not guilty because he didn't do it. It doesn't make any sense. And we don't know anything yet. That's the best part about it. We don't know anything. But now, the second part about this is Blake Neff, Colvett, all these people, assholes, idiots, stupices, morons, jadrules, maroons, whatever you want to call it, Stugats. They are a parade of the weirdest. And how about all these little boy assistants and okay, all right. I'm just saying. You can't, they won't go away. And if anything else, if I didn't know better, if they weren't deliberately put in there to throw people off, they are benefiting tremendously because everybody is just focusing. It's like they're the distraction because they're so despicable. You can't help but comment. And then some people sit there and say, you know what, that son of a bitch has got to be involved. You know what, he knows something. And then that grows to, he did it. He did it. He was there. Okay. Well, why do you think they would call, and then you get this, why do you think they would call Ben Shapiro? What difference is that? That's not proof of anything. That's another thing. Some people say, that doesn't lead to this. That's something, and that's something, but you've got to make this connection. If somebody in the front row was arrested and they found on him a directed energy kind of a shaped charge implement, and it had just been fired and it's on him and he's wearing gloves, that's the kind of guy. Now that's what I want to talk about. I don't care where he went or what did he tweet. No. What do we have here? Ooh, that's a good one. See, the problem is with somebody after the fact. JFK, the guy who washed the car. Okay, not good, but okay, that's an accessory after the fact, maybe. I want somebody who's directly involved in it. Juliana says, I think that Tyler offered his gun because he thought it wasn't traceable and he really didn't know what they were doing. Could be. Now, how would you come up with that? I'm just curious. I'm not saying that's implausible, and I thank you. How would you come up with that? That's a narrative. You just said, okay, he wasn't really, he kind of knew they needed a gun for something. Really? Why do they need a gun? Are they going to maybe want to, shoot the gun? And you're giving them your gun, granddaddy's gun, the gun that you got to get back. That's another one. He was so worried, my granddaddy's going to kill me. I'm still trying to figure that one. That's the least of your worries, kid. That's the least of your problem. Okay. But you're thinking maybe that he said, okay, here, you can use it there. Hey, what are you going to do with my gun? That Mauser 98 with the scope on it that shoots a 30-06. Are you going to use it to shoot something? Yeah. Well, you didn't tell me that. You didn't know? You're giving me a fucking rifle. No. And by the way, O'Neill says something which is interesting. It's not always the most simple answer. No. No. That's not Occam's razor. Hickham's dictum is another one too. No. The answer is not the most. Occam's razor is something that does not require a premise or some. It's a different. It's not what people think. People think the simplest answer is no. That's not. No. The simplest answer is not the best answer. It can be a little complicated, but when somebody contracting cancer, the theory behind it is not normally the simplest idea. It's something that's kind of complicated. How a cell goes rogue. Juliana says, remember in text, he said it might come back to some dead guy that gave it to his granddad. Okay. If he wrote the text. Thank you, by the way. Juliana Tyler could say, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't write those. They've got commas. I don't know what a comma is. I know what a coma is. I've been in a coma most of my life, but I didn't write this. Look at this. O'Neill said the best one. Somebody who English as a second language. It's too precise. Who believes the text? Yes or no? Who believes it? Do you believe anything that's in a text or a Discord? Do you believe any of that? Do you believe any of this? Do you believe this? Do you say like, yeah, I think these texts. You better authenticate them big time. And also keep in mind that Lancelot there had access to it as well. So that's another story too. That goes back to invalidating or making very difficult the issue of the confessions and and the fact that authentication when we're not a co-defendant, but the person that you're living with who has been granted immunity had access to that. And then we had problems that Barron brought up where people were doing Discord messages after he was arrested. So that's over there. But right now, this is just fun. Have you ever seen a cat with a mouse? Have you ever seen that? It's not what you think. Cats don't always attack mice. They don't eat mice. They don't attack them. Sometimes they will fuck around with them. And I had a cat who one time did like this. You know, they do this thing where they have the mouse and it didn't get away and it didn't matter. That's Candace. Come on, Blakey. Bring him out. Come on, Blakey. She just goes after people. She just fucks with them. She like does something like this and throws them away. And she's having the time of her life. She loves it. She loves it because it's fun. I was going to say it's not great radio. It's great to watch. Have you ever thought about being a judge? No, not really, because it's not what you think. But thank you. I think I'd be good at it, sort of, but it's not what people think. And judges don't make as many decisions. They kind of, sometimes the decisions are kind of made for you. You just follow the law. You know what I mean? Very rarely do you say, now let me see, novelty. What do I think? No, it's pretty much case law, and you pretty much find it. See, there are things that this is so funny. I know people who, if you say, I don't think Candace or Erica, they get mad. What are you talking about? It's like, you really do hate her, don't you? Some people I know. Oh, some people, be honest. Some people hate Candace. Some people just, it's like Tammy Faye Baker or somebody, or AOC. There are some people, it's the weirdest thing. I kind of I used to react to that everybody the well-known, the Finoke, Lindsey Graham. The guy's gay. This is the part where there's still, would you just say it? I want all those gay people out there who worry about pronouns. You know they're ashamed to say he's gay. You know that, right? Yeah, oh, you come here. You with the pink hair, you with the thing in your nose, come here. They're afraid to say Lindsay's gay because that's an insult. How do you like that? What if I said to you, well, he might have been Candace, a Catholic, but I don't want to say he's Catholic. What's wrong with being Catholic? Is something embarrassing? That's the way they're doing it. And the gay folks don't even realize this. They don't even realize it. They don't get it. They don't understand it. So there are people who you can't let yourself in on this. You can't ever find yourself. I think Erica is a whenever I see her, my heart leaps and say, oh, what little turd blossom has she left for us today? Oh, that's a good one. She doesn't realize it. She's like this stupid, goofy character in a sitcom where she comes in and she's like the most important person. You want to see what she's going to say now. She just doesn't get it. I mean, I do not hate her in the least. But she's somebody that just, but then again, I can't stand her. I'm thinking, how can somebody be so stupid? And how can so many people pick her? Out of all the organizations, can you imagine what the donors are thinking about right now on TPUSA? What are they saying? Oh, this is terrific. Hey, thank you. Andrew Colbert, thank you. Keep up the good work. More tweets. Hey, Neff, love what you're doing, babe. Love what you're doing. But let's go back to this. He wasn't shot with a rifle. O'Neill even said, other people know this is an exit wound, which probably means this way. I don't think he's saying anything was from behind. It was this way. Something went left to right, something, whatever. That's an exit wound. Why? Let me say it again. If it was from the back, there's no mark. Remember that picture of him when you just, Charlie, sad to say, there was no mark there. Nothing happened. So then he also said the shirt exploded. Whoa. If Holt and if O'Neill basically got the okay, and Chris Ruddy on Newsmax said, okay, you can say that. That means it's okay. So that means, well, where would that be? I want to know about this. So maybe you help me. Where is this? Where is the evidence? What was collected? What was in the car, the SUV? Where was it? What was found in the neck? What shards? What thing? I want to see. I keep saying this. I've been saying this for the longest time. Give me the little baggie of your fragments, the shards of whatever it was. Let me see this. Let my people look at this. Let my guys say, hey, look, it's not even metal. I don't know what it is. That's critical. So everything I say is minus that. So take all my opinions. The fact that we've never talked to Tyler, never talked to his parents. We don't know anything about the ME report, the medical examiners. We don't know anything. We're in the dark and we're trying to diagnose this. And just because, I think that guy Neff's involved. Why? He's shady. No. Not. Now, remember, he could be. I swear to God, if Blake Neff, I'll eat my shoe. This guy in a murder and a hit? Can you imagine this? You're saying, hi, how are you? I'm Blake Neff. Hey, Blake, yeah. Close the door. What? Close the door. Okay. Because Blake I always thought he was like the weird guy among the cool jocks. You know what I mean? He was like this guy that they kind of brought him on. And anyway. Hey, Blake, how'd you like to be an assassin? What? How'd you like to be an assassin? An assassin? Yeah. You want to be a part of a hit team? Are you kidding me? No. We're going to take Charlie out. You're going to take Charlie out? Yeah. Why? What do you mean, why? Come on. He's too big for his britches, number one. Plus, he's pissing off Netanyahu, and we're like this with Israel. You know what I'm talking about. Not to mention, just don't worry about it. Are you in or aren't you? Who else is in it? Andrew, he's in. Oh, and Erica. They're all in. They're part of the hit team. They're involved? Yeah, they're involved. Oh, they know, up to their neck. They have roles to play. They know it. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised nobody didn't use one of those predictive, those what's it called? Those betting apps. Somehow somebody would have, who knows? Yeah. The people who are involved in this, first of all, remember, are people you've never heard of their names. You don't know who they are. You don't know where they work for. They're not with the CIA. They don't have a business card. Plausible deniability. You don't know anything. They are so far removed. The decision comes from someplace else. Somebody had to make a decision. It might have been one person. Theoretically, it could be somebody like Tyler. It could be Tyler, except the evidence doesn't line up to him. Maybe. And they were also so stupid at even having a Tyler. Why do you want a Tyler? Just do it. Imagine this. Clear the board. Clear the chalkboard, okay? Let's go back in time. September the 10th, you hear there was a noise of that noise, that simultaneous pairing of the it was perfect. It sounded, I think from what I've seen, that's interesting. Who knows? Maybe the crack came from elsewhere. I don't know. But in any event, I've always wondered about that. But what if it went off, there was a noise, and there's no Tyler? And people say, what the hell was that? I don't know. Hey, oh my God, Charlie's hit. Hit with what? I don't know. Imagine no arrest, no Tyler, no Lance, no video, no Dairy Queen, no whatever it is, no steakhouse, 3 hours, no nothing, no gun, no grandpa, no confession. Why did you even need Tyler in the first place? Do it. You're going to use the mic if that's what you use. Fine. Why do you have him? What was the purpose of this? What was he there for? Too many problems to go wrong. Now they're going to see right through this. Plus, if you're going to use the patsy, you know what you're going to do. You've got to have somebody there with their rifle on him to take him out as soon as the event occurred. Period. Like they did in Butler. That's the way to do it. Get somebody stupid enough to go there to sit on. I don't know how they got this guy to do it, and then take him out immediately. That's it. Can you imagine if this guy in Butler had lived? It'd be a completely different story. I don't understand that. Now, I think it'd be great. It would be so much fun. I mean, I know this, but you tell me where the evidence is. The evidence, not the suspicion, but the evidence of these idiots being involved in the hit. I'm all ears. But there is none. It's you using hate and dislike and whatever. Granted, warranted, but they're involved in other treachery. They're scavengers. They're eating off of the dead remains of, I hate to be so graphic, but like it's carrion. It's like they're weasels but somebody, this was a professional job. This was professional. This thing, I still don't know what the hell that was. What is this? Is that a 30-06? What was it? What was this? And if you have, and if something was over here, if it was the mic, which by the way, according to O'Neill and according to Holt, it's not that far-fetched. Do you know this? Is there a barrel? How do you even aim this thing? What are you aiming at? When this thing goes off and somebody fires this thing, and I'm looking, let's say I have, this is, you can't see it. Well, this is too big, but let's say this is the microphone. Okay, so like this, and the microphone's got to go hit me here. The mic's here. How's it here? I mean, I don't know. It's tough. There's a lot of, but I don't have to prove that to acquit Tyler. Somebody says that was an exit wound from a shrapnel from an explosive. An explosive from what? Now, again, I need to know, let me see his head. Let me see the ME. Let me see, where is it? People keep saying directional charge, shape charge, possibility to maneuver the neck. I understand that. It's here. This is a hell of a shot. I'm just saying, there's a lot that could go wrong. We'll look into that, but it's not Tyler. Whatever this was, it's not Tyler. Guaranteed, it's not Tyler. But don't you want to know how this? There's so much stuff. Don't you want to see? Was there any? Where's that shirt? Where's Charlie's shirt? Where are the? Any effect? Any explosion on his chest? Late to the show, Puppy Paws says, "Do we know for sure Tyler Robinson's rifle can even shoot? Has it been tested?" It's a great question. Some people say that by virtue of the positioning of the safety, the telescope could have occluded it. It's a great question. Absolutely great question. There's a lot of questions I have. I want to know basically, how did they do this? How did they do this? I want somebody also to try, show me what it looks like to recreate this. This is a real whodunit. This is absolutely fantastic. So think about this. We'll look at this. We need to focus on this. But the first time we knew something was right, and listen, how do I say this? I don't know, but I hope somebody picks up the phone and somebody says, "Hello, is this Candace?" "Yes, who's this?" "I'd rather you not know." "Oh, okay. I'm a friend of the show." "Oh, okay. Listen. Exploding Mike." "What?" "Exploding Mike." I'll get back. It's like the Deep Throat. It wasn't really Mark Felt. It was Alexander Haig. But wouldn't that be something? When the tips, can you imagine manning the tips at Candace? Can you imagine the tips that come in? And the people, by the way, who did have the tips are going to say, "I'm not going to send you anything on an email. And I'm not going to say anything with an IP address or anything. I'm not going to do that. But I'll get the news to you. I'll tell you what to do. But I'm not going to send you something on a tip line or on a phone. I'm going to get this to you." But there are some white hats out there, some good people out there who said, "I want to help you in this. And I know what's going on, but I can't talk. And you are and Candace is very careful never to give anybody up. But do you understand this? She is there. Do you know what she can't tell? Just imagine what she says. I mean, I know stuff. I know this, but I just can't tell you because there's no basis for it. It's just I heard this and it sounds very, very real, but it would curl your hair. People in Hollywood and things that happened, mind-blowing about how evil, but I can't say anything because I really don't, that's not enough evidence. There's got to be a certain degree of responsibility, and she's very good about it. So we don't really know. It's one of these things. Let me just leave you with the most important thing in the world. Believe it or not, to date, the best example, the best closing argument is from my good friend, Jimmy Dore. This is still perfection.
Watch this.
You have to swallow so much stuff to believe the story that the establishment is pushing for Charlie Kirk's assassination. So this guy finds the open stairwell. It's an open. Nobody's there. He brings the gun up, but it's too big, so he has to take it apart and put it in his backpack. Still too big for his backpack, so he has to put it down his pant legs, is what they tell. But then if he did, he couldn't go up the steps because he couldn't bend his knees. So I don't know how he got it up there. Nobody will tell me. So he gets up there, and then he changes his clothes. He's up on top of that roof for 10 minutes. That's according to the governor. He was up there for 8 to 10 minutes. Nobody sees him. The cops don't see him. The $1 million security team doesn't see him. Nobody sees him except people in the crowd did see him. And they don't tell you that. People, just like in Butler, Pennsylvania, people in the crowd saw him. Guess who didn't see him? The cops, the local cops, the state cops, the Secret Service. People see him. So, and then he puts the gun together. He lines up the shot, puts a scope on it. By the way, if that scope was on it, he couldn't fire that gun because of the safe. Anyway, so he lines it up, takes the shot, hits it perfectly, takes the gun apart, leaves the screwdriver there, puts it under a towel, Spider-Man's his way off the top of a building, runs across campus with the gun apparently under a towel. Nobody sees this. He runs into the woods, puts the gun back together again without the screwdriver. He's a regular MacGyver, this guy. And then he hides the gun in the backyard of a house owned by Palantir. And if you think anything else besides that, you're a crazy Jew-hating conspiracy nut.
That is absolutely, positively, still unmitigated genius. absolute genius. He is, wait a minute, where do we go? He is the best. That is reasonable doubt right there. That is reasonable doubt. Let me ask you a question. Hypothetically, I say, come here. You, every one of you. I say, come here, I want you to see something. You know what I've got here? Erica Kirk. You can ask her one question. What would it be? What would it be? What question would you ask Erica? Somebody said they never had an opinion about Zionists until they did this to Candace, to Charlie. Isn't that something? Well, you think they did. That's what they say they did. There's no calling card yet. Remember, I'm not covering tracks. We don't know. But there's what people are saying. They're thinking this maybe. The first question, this is so much. Now remember, by the way, this is good. Barefoot Gourmet asked a question. And remember, in my hypothetical, any question that you ask her, she's got to tell you the truth. Did you know? Did you know? Who told you to befriend Charlie? I would ask her, why did you hide your children's faces in photographs that you never intended anybody to see? Wow. Allegedly. How do you live in New York City? It doesn't matter. You won't believe her answer. The children? I'd ask her on a date. No, you wouldn't. That'd be the scariest. It'd be like that guy, what's her name? The one who killed the one on death row. Ask her on a date. Yeah. The Black Widow. Are you happy? Why she loves money more than Charlie? Erica, why were you willing to be Charlie's make-believe wife? Oh, Tammy, whoa. Do you act so strange because there was no love lost? How do you fire a gun? Then the barrel has dust in it. Huh? Isn't that something? I'd ask her how much she's worth. No, you got one question. That's your question? I'd ask Erica, was it worth all this mess you're in? Did she ever love Charlie? Who's raising your kids? Yes, Brigitte's too obvious. How do you sleep at night? Oh, those are good. Why do your kids... See, these are very good. But the question I want to ask is the question. Ooh, a cuppa on me, Charlie. Thank you, Kelly. And Pilgrim Media. There he is, says who, why, what, and where. I ask one question. Where have you been, Pilgrim? Long time no see, buckaroo. Here's the thing. You want something where you would lean across like this. So she sees you looking at her and she knows you're watching her. And then when you watch her, you turn like this. And the reason why you always turn your side, this is the way at night, there's rod and cone vision. It's kind of the Purkinje shift, they call it. At night, remember the rod vision is on the corners of your retina. You turn to see shapes at night. But color is cone, that's straight on. So you always turn at night to kind of see things better. But also when you don't trust somebody, you turn your head because you don't want to see them straight on. And I want to get something to see what she does, how she reacts. And the thing that I would do, just for my own benefit, because there's no question any question she asks you, she's going to lie. But I would like to do this for the sake of it and just lean in and say, I know you did it. Wait. And then put the camera on her. See what she does. Let me ask you something. If you went to a parent who lost their child or a grieving spouse and you said, I know you did it, you would see a rage, kind of an inexplicable, how would she react? Or is she so, oh, look at this. Hick Wisecracker says, I got to stop. Why do you hate Candace? Good question. Do we hate Candace? I told you before, I don't hate Candace. I'm assuming you've been in a coma and you know nothing about how are we doing this? But the question is, you got to ask this question. Do you understand what's going on here? Do you really understand what's happening here? This is something which is really, really, really important. And I mean it. There's something very, very funny here. There's something very, very funny. This is something very, very funny, very, very, very interesting. Because I got to tell you something. There's some really scary things going on right now. That's all. So, my friends, I wish you nothing but the best. I want you to understand specifically that we are talking about something here that is trying to get to the truth. This is not about conspiracy theories. This is not about anything. This is about getting to the truth. That's all. It's not about hate. It's not about any of that. It's about the truth. That's all. My friends, I thank you. I want you to have a wonderful, great and a glorious day. I want you to please do everything in your power to maintain focus, maintain your involvement, and maintain exactly what you are saying right now. And that is, we will get to the truth. Thank you for this. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your success. Thank you for everything. And I want you very specifically to do me a favor and remember something. More than anything else, we want the truth. We don't want suspicion, but we also want to find out, why are people reluctant to determine the truth, and why are people going out of their way to point things out? That's all. That's all. What are people worried about? My friends, I thank you. Please like this video. Have a great and a glorious day. Do everything in your power to maintain your faith. Don't lose faith in this. Don't lose faith in what's going on. And whatever you do, I ask that you always focus. Please like the video, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Have a great day. And until we meet again, my friends, remember this. It's a very important date. Very, very important. Remember these final words are valedictory. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. See you later today.